Hello, ladies and gentlemen, readers around the world, welcome to the video. My name is Ike Prince, or IKP, and in this video we're going to be looking into the one and only novel, Sister Carrie by Theodore Dreiser. This book, you probably, a lot of you guys is watching it, you probably guys have read this story. This is actually, I would say, I actually love this. Now, before we get into it, just say, and those of you actually, when I read it, a caution, I would say that this book is quite a thick, by the way. As you can see right now, this is quite a thick book. Now, basically, my one is, I have 800, almost 900 pages right now. But the thing is, if you can read it, if you want to read it, this is basically around 400 pages, roughly, I would say. So, it's quite a thick, but it's not that thick, I would say. But those of you actually want to read some big novel, you can go with that one. Now, I read this novel last semester from one of my courses, and I also did a research paper on this, which was basically Sister Carrie as a feminist, as a feminist character, I would say. So, in my research paper, I had to justify from different contextual point of view through textual evidence that was she actually feminist. Now, the thing comes in that we know the novel. Now, I don't want to spoil everything that goes around this novel, because you guys can actually read it through yourself. Those of you don't want to get spoiled, but anyway. So what happened is basically Sister Carrie, she comes from, a small town in Columbia City. She comes like a village. She comes into the big cities to stay with her sister Minnie. And when she goes to stay with the sister, she basically had the taste of luxury. And on her way coming to to her sister place, basically, she actually, she met a guy called Drought. So basically, this guy Drought, his name is Charlie Drought. We don't get to see much of his background life, where he's from, who's his mother and everything else, but we know that he's from, he does have some good financial background. He's strong, and he's basically have the strong, what you call it, you can say, strong pull, financially, which I know basically, Carrie don't have it. When Carrie move out with Sister Minnie, when Carrie goes out with living with Minnie, she just noticed a lot of things when she first comes in the chapter. And starting in the novel, we get to see when she moves in with her sister Minnie, she looks around the apartment and she was like, wait, this is rotten. She noticed some of the things. This normal thing we do too, when you go to your cousin, or your friends, anywhere you go, you basically like, oh, this house. Oh, there's supposed to be an Xbox. What is that? There's nothing. We do notice some things like that, and then when you're moving out from that, we get to see Sister Carrie. She loves luxury things. That I would say, from my point of view, and most of the people I did, one of my peers in my class too, most of the people say is that she does like luxury things, and there's no shame in it, dear. There's nothing wrong with things like luxury things, the basically materialistic world, which I'm not gonna get into it, but people do like it. They just like luxury things. When in Sister Carrie, when she has the ambition, she has the, I would say, the courage. From a small town city, she wants to level up and go up higher level. But the way she does it, that's the problem comes in between in the novels, because the way she moves and the way she climbed the stairs, I would say, this basically my point of view is not the right thing, because in the novel you get to see that Carrie first, take a lot of help from Charlie Drought. He actually gives the name, the theater name, basically. And I don't know spoil it, but anyway, he helps a lot to, assist. And also, Sister Carrie gets a lot of help from him too. Basically, literally, when Carrie was about it this close to leave, because when she first come in the big city, she basically was thinking about getting a work. She was going Stowe to Stowe to Stowe. At last, she find at Stowe. She goes in and she got a job. She thinks she's gonna work in a big glass, office type corporate building, but she don't get it. She later finds out she have to sue, and the environment is really toxic. And there's the question comes of feminism. The feminist point of view, I believe that it's just my point of view, by the way. Not all the readers can agree or disagree. It's up to you. It's open to ambiguity, whether you like it or not. But what I think, from my research paper, I justify why she's a feminist, because when she's reading the novel, she gets to work, and the environment is kind of toxic, because that is the environment where, boys are, the male are teasing girls, and the girls are accepting, and blah, 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 and she's like, maybe I'm not rich, but I didn't belong in this society, but still, this is toxic. She had this in the mind, even being from the small city. She knows that this is not my piece of bread. This is not my stuff to do. And she was expecting something else. And she comes in, she gets sick. She don't leave the job. Technically, she basically gets sick, and she assumed that after not going to the work, because she's not working in a high official position, I would say. She's working in a, factory, so they would be fire her and get someone else. So at the time, corporate industry was getting into, like, they were making most stores. Those stores was coming up at the time during Sister Carrie's setting. So she basically was this point to leave and go back to her Columbia City, like back to the old place. However, also the mentioning of fathers in the novel also presents vividly, that describes, not vividly, I would say, it's a summary in the novel that explains that what her father used to do. But she was this close to leave and go back to the Columbia City, but she don't do it. She basically stays and then she take help from Charlie Drought, write a letter like, bye-bye, XOXO, sister, I'm gonna leave now, to Minnie, which is her sister, older sister. And Minnie's husband, Hanson, is also, he's a creep, I would say. He's, in a way, if you look at it, he's kind of he's a creep in the context of approaching her, because she was in the novel. It's mentioned that she was sitting in the staircase waiting for Drought, probably getting it later back, and this guy was going down, dick down the stairs, and it was creepy. That was a creepy scene to read, actually. And he was like, she felt it. Like, some of the time when you go in a place, you see the sexually approached by some people, you can feel it, sense it, because no one that dumb to know, So basically, he does it, and Carrie mentions that the scene was happening, and yeah, she felt it, that my sister, husband, is a creep. Anyway, it just my point of view. You can also take it, as I mentioned, it's open to ambiguity. So after that, basically, Sister Carrie leaves, goes out to Charlie Drought, and she basically, that's the cycle of her life. And another character I like to mention is George Herstute. Now, Herstute, basically, this guy is a manager of, saloon in Chicago. He's making money, boom, boom, boom. But his reputation get crashed, like literally crashed, when basically he first meets, Carrie, and then falls in love, and the scandal. Now, we can't say scandal because Sister Carrie is technically not officially married to, we can say, Charlie Drought, because we know in the novel it's mentioned that Carrie multiple times mentioned she wants to get married to Drought, but Drought says, you know what, this is not, like, maybe later, not now, when the financial gets stronger, we will do it. But he never does it. The only person who gets married to Carrie was Herstute. Basically, Herstute get married, and the funny thing, the absurd thing comes in between Herstute, basically, when Herstute was working. He's still a good amount of money, like, I think it's 10,000, something like that. He steals it while he was drunk. And the stealing part is funny. I'm just going to mention this. I don't want to spoil it, but I keep saying I don't spoil it. I'm spoiling everything. Anyway, don't like the video. So basically, after that, he opens the safe one night, takes some money out, and thinking should I take it or not, put it back, and then opens it, and then take it, and the door get locked. The safe door, it gets locked, and he's like, no, what do I do? He get a call, anyone, just official people, and you know what, there was a mistake, I did this, blah, blah, blah. But he thinks, like, this is my time to take money. And now, to get to that approach, you have to get to the background context, because he nodded to him. He did that because he was going through a lot of trouble, because his wife, I would say, constantly asking for money and blah, 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 for the higher society, and his son, I mean, okay, it's his daughter, he had, I would say it was a trampoline type thing. I was going through that, and then he's constantly falling in love. He was literally in love. His love was real, actually, for Carrie. That I'm not sure about it. Was Carrie actually loved him, or was thinking that since Drought gave me home, a shelter, and now Drought can't give me anything else, this might be the next step. I go up and I go out with someone else. Now, this could be one of those things, but I'm not sure about it. It's just my assumption. It's up to the people actually read it the way they want to interpret things. So after that, basically, she moves out. She goes in, they go in Canada, and then they go in New York. Basically, that's where the thing started for Carrie. She get famous, and first they were really poor. Herstute was basically losing a lot of money. He was spending in something, co-owner and stuff. He wasn't making much money with that. He was losing money. And he couldn't get other work because, he had this, he mentioned that I'm a manager. I was a manager. I can't work in a place that is not my status, not level to my status, the status stuff, and New York and stuff like that. So that was one of the point, actually, pointed out in the novel that we get to see, and also how Sister Carrie met a lot of people and then get the stage name from throughout that name. She used that name, and she get famous in New York. She started to make a lot of money. She started to get sponsored from hotels, and at the end of the novel, she started to move out. She moved out. When she saw that, that's the point in Hershut. I feel bad because Hershut basically at the end of the novel, I don't want to spoil it, but something happened, and he seems to be that he don't deserve what happened to him, because Carrie got everything she wants, maybe through climbing the staircase, maybe through her skills, courage, ambition, whatever she has. But Hershut, this character, this individual has that the true love for someone. Actually, he left everything behind. His reputation for this long. He's old, by the way, too. He has 2 children, his wife, and everything else. And the thing happened to him at the end is really a tragedy, I would say. And the theme of modernism comes in, I believe, that the individualism within that, I believe Carrie could be one of those one that applied the thing. Because Carrie, when she sees that he's not making a lot of money, I mean, I understand the current state of being alive, taking food, and she was renting. The landlord was coming constantly like, hey, pay me, and she was telling Hershut, and he was like, later, the grocery and everything else. So I believe Carrie could have, when she was ready to make a lot of money, she could have helped Hershut to go back, at least something, sponsors, anything like that. But she literally abandoned Hershut. That's just my point of view. But it could be that what she did was to survive, to create an image, to be in that state and level, and she was getting a lot of sponsor, to having that someone beside that is a good bad for image. It's pure political, I would say. It's going towards that point of view. But it's just my point of view. I believe it could be that way. It could be different way. We never know. I don't get it, but it could be something like that. But yeah, it's open to ambiguity whether you like it. That is the almost Sister Carrie review of Sister Carrie book. Now this book is quite a thing again. Don't get scared. This is just my copy, by the way. Now I will do AMSR, ASMR videos. I can't even say ASMR. I'm like MSR. Okay, so this is 800 pages. If you read yours, which could be around 400, or could be this one. And yeah, Sister Carrie. So this is the book, and I hope you like the video, guys. Now I've done it last semester. I have to do this book novel for one of my courses, which was extremely fun, amazing. I did other novels too, which I'm going to be going through. And also let me know if you want me to read the novels, any kind of novels. If I read it, I'll definitely, or if I haven't, I'll read it, and then I'll try to review my point of view. Literature is all about whatever you read, whatever piece of literature you read is all about that. You try to relate with your personal experience. So what you have, it's always open to ambiguity. It should be, always should be. So that is all from me. Thank you so much. And if you'd like to see my research paper on Sister Carrie's feminist text, you can email me anytime, contact me. I'll love to send you a copy or anything like that. With that being said, I'll see you to the next. With that being said, guys, I'll see you later. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter at AKPrinceWhite, link down below, because Elon Musk is in the back in the business, baby. I'm kidding. But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Facebook right now. You can follow me on YouTube. I have 2 channels. Follow me anyway. With that being said, we'll leave you there, readers. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great day, great night, evening, whatever time it is. Take care.